he had told her, he was like, you know, I know that's your, she told me that he was like, I know that's your friend. Just let her know that if she doesn't pay me back, then I'm gonna have to take further actions as far as taking her to court for my money. So my reply back to her was, well, you tell Mr. Jones he does what he has to do. Whatever he has to do, he does it.
Okay.
Yes.
And that was shortly before you called DSS?
That was way before. That was like before. Yes.
And you called DSS in August of?
It was, I think it was around by August, I want to say. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this call to DSS in August of 2014, had you been with the kids that day? Had you been with the kids in August of 2014?
Not that I can recall of. You talking about when I made the call?
Yes, ma'am.
No, I was nowhere around the kids then.
Okay.
I just remember after I stopped keeping them, I asked Miss Elke to please make sure that she fed them because I wasn't too sure how he fed them at nighttime. I just remember me feeding them oatmeal all day. And I remember a certain time when they had told me, it was one day that he was getting off work and they just kept asking for oatmeal all day and I fed them. You know, any kids, I'm going to feed them. I don't care how much that kid done ate, like an hour, 2 hours ago, I'm going to feed them. And I remember they said, Miss Joy, could you not tell Daddy you just fed us? Because he might not feed us again. And I said, I would never do that to y'all.
Were there times where there was leftover food in the fridge that they were supposed to eat?
It was one particular day I got there to the house and I watched the kids Monday through Friday. And I got back. I forgot what Pacific day this was, but I got back. But it was something where Gabe wouldn't eat his food. And I remembered I had made the kids food. I had cooked them, was cooking them oatmeal that day. And I remember, I can't remember who it was, but they went in the refrigerator and they pulled out this bowl. And I was like, what is that? And they was like, that's what Daddy made a couple of nights before, but Gabe wouldn't eat it. So he said, Gabe has to eat it. They said, so Miss Joy, Gabe has to eat that food. And I said, no, he's not. He's going to eat what we're eating now. I'm not making him, and I threw it away.
That was because it was Tim's policy that the kids didn't finish their food.
They had to eat it.
Keep eating it. So.
Yes. It was also one particular time that Gabe, it was something with Gabe. I don't know. I could never figure out what it was with him. But Gabe would like smile. Like he would have like this smile on his face. So when he'd chew with his mouth open. And I knew it was just something special. And like one day I didn't know what was wrong. I said, Gabe, I said, that's true with your mouth closed. And he closed his mouth, but then he opened it again. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to pressure him because something's wrong. And I never questioned what it was. And I remember the kids was like, Gabe moved from the table. And I was like, why? And they was like, well, last night when we was eating dinner, Dad made Gabe move from the table. And he made him move from the table while the rest of them finished eating. And when they finished eating, Gabe was able to come back to that table and eat. And I was like, I'm not doing him like that.
Were the kids ever scared of him?
No, not that I can. You know, I mean, they're kids. You have kids that even if they're, you know, they love their daddy. And I know they love their daddy. But they just knew when they did something, you could tell that if they knew they was going to get in trouble or not. But no, they never seen it. They were scared of their dad.
Was there a time where I think you took Mira to a place where a friend painted her nails?
It was a time that she was at Miss Elke's house. I wasn't there, and I had called to check on them. And she was telling me that her daughter had painted Mira's nails. And I guess, you know, Mira just enjoyed getting her nails painted. And once she realized they was painted, she starts freaking out and was like, Ms. Elke said she just started freaking out. I was like, get it off before my daddy come. And he ended up coming, and he was like, Mira, you know better.
Because that was against the rules.
Because that was against the rules. They, you know, Mira had to wear, like, long dresses or like, you know, pants and stuff. Like she couldn't wear like shorts or whatever, or, you know, but just certain ways that he wanted his kids dressed. And fingernail polish was out the ordinary. But no, I was not there that day. I called to check to see how they was doing, and that's what Miss Elke said that they had painted, and when she realized they painted, then she started freaking out.
You thought Tim was weird?
Yeah. Yeah.
He never told you heard voices.
No.
He never told you that he was afraid of the kid.
Oh no.
Thank you, Ms. Laura. Please answer your question.
Miss Laura, one of the reasons you ended up in that job is because you love kids.
Oh yes.
Everybody knows that about you.
Oh yes.
And these kids, you love with your whole heart.
Oh yes. Yes.
All 5 of them.
Yeah.
And when you saw what you saw at Disney World, did you know at that time that there had been a DSS action where he was not supposed to lay hands on those children?
No, ma'am.
He never told you that.
Oh no, no.
That whole time you were working for him that summer, he never once told you there's a DSS case and I'm not allowed to discipline my children.
No, ma'am.
By hand or by belt.
No.
And y'all spent that whole time together on the trip down there.
Mm-hmm.
8 hours, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we'll just need you to say yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But y'all were in the same hotel room.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And then the ride back together, you're in that same
Car. Yes, ma'am.
Before that, you had taken the trip together to Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, yes.
Same car.
Same car.
Same hotel room.
Same hotel room.
So you spent hours upon hours with this man.
Yes, ma'am.
And during that whole time, Miss Laura, there was never a single sign that there was anything wrong with him mentally.
Oh no, no.
He always knew exactly where
Oh
he
yes.
was,
Yes.
what he was doing.
Yes, he knew who I was, who the kids was.
Never had any type of a situation where he had a break from reality.
No.
He always knew right from wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
So he chose not to tell you that he wasn't supposed to lay hands on the kids, but when you saw it, how did it make you feel?
Kind of bad, you know. Made me feel real bad for him.
Natan was 6.
Natan was 6.
Were his pants on or down?
Down.
And was that with his hand or with the belt?
With a belt.
Gabe was 2.
2. Yep.
And he had that 2-year-old pull his pants down too, didn't he?
Yes, ma'am.
Struck him with the belt too, didn't
Yes, ma'am.
he? Repeatedly.
Yes.
That stayed with you, didn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So when you made that call to DSS, Miss Laura, you were there with Miss Tanner?
I was right there with her. I got to her house that day, and I was just, because me and her haven't seen each other in a while, and she just basically asked me how I was doing, and I got to talking, and when I talk, I just start rambling on, and I started talking about Mira and them and the stuff that I felt, you know, that I knew they was going through, and I was like, I feel like if I make that call to DSS, there's nothing going to be done. And she said, well, we're going to make this call together. And I said, okay. And that's exactly what they did. They did nothing.
So that's one of the things that had weighed on you. You felt like you needed to report it, but you weren't sure that it would lead to anything.
Yes.
It still weighed on you when you talked to Miss Tanner about it, and the decision was made to call DSS.
Yes.
Even though in your heart you felt like
Yes.
they wouldn't do nothing.
Yes. Yes.
You were right there when that call was made.
Oh, yes.
That call into DSS, did it name Natan as the person that had been hit at Disney World?
Yes.
Did it name Gabe,
Gabe,
2-year-old, as
yes.
the person that had been hit at Disney World?
Yes.
So DSS had that information.
Yes, ma'am.
That trip to Disney would have been early July, I think that's the stipulation.
Yes.
So we're talking roughly 7 weeks maybe
Yes.
before the children were killed. And up until that very last time that you saw Tiffany Jones and had a communication with him,
Yes.
Ms. Lord, was there any doubt in your mind that he understood the communication between you?
Oh, yes, he knew.
Was clear and
He was
rational?
clear. Yes. When I work for a family, I like to know the parents, the grandparents. It was one particular time there was a photo album under some clothes, and I forgot it was one of the kids that put. I was like, "Oh, a photo album." When I go to people's houses, I like to look at pictures. I like to ask questions. Who is this in your family? Um, and I was like, "Can I look at the album?" And one of the kids pulled it out, and we looking at it, and they seen their mom. They seen the picture of their mom, and I said, "Who's that?" And they said, "That's mommy." I said, "That's mommy." They said, "Yeah." They said, "Miss Joy, I wish you could meet our mommy." I said, "I wish I could meet mommy too." Because of me working for a family, even regardless if you're a single mom, single dad, um, I like to know grandparents, aunt, uncles. You know, I would like to get to meet the family and stuff. And I felt with, even though their mom, even though I never got to meet their mom, and no matter what her and Mr. Jones was going through, I felt that it was right that she had a right to know who was keeping her kids. That's just me. You know, I would want to know who's keeping my kids. And they did. They said that we wish that you could meet our mommy, and I said, I wish that too.
And they spoke good of their mommy?
Oh, yes, they loved their mama. Yes. They told me they could not wait till they got ready to see her.
And how did the children react about that photo album when they thought their dad was coming home?
They hurried up and put it back. I was like, once we finished, they put it right back. They was like, "Don't tell Daddy that we showed you this photo album." I said, "I won't."
Because in his presence, did you ever witness the kids being able to talk positively about their mom?
Oh,
In
no.
his presence?
No. They was never allowed to talk about their mom.
Do you remember the defendant telling you, well, the children don't have no respect for women?
Yes.
What was your response to that?
I told them, I said, well, with me being a woman, if I'm going to be around them, they will have respect for me. So my thing with that was, he had his opinion or whatever, but, so.
Do you recall telling Mr. Jones that it was in fact him who didn't have respect for women?
Mm-hmm.
Those were your words?
Yes. You could tell it was just something about women. Women should be seen and not heard.
You mentioned earlier on direct examination that the kids were hungry. How often did you see that?
A few times, a lot of times and stuff. Elaine, like, if I would be cooking or whatever, she'll start and I'd be like, "Baby, it's almost done." Like, she would go like screaming hungry, like she hadn't even eaten.
And what would you normally feed them, Joy?
Ma'am?
What would you normally feed the children?
Oatmeal.
Was there ever a time that the defendant seemed, do you remember a time where he seemed concerned about a delivery?
Yes. It was supposed to be something delivered to the house from UPS. And I remember him asking me, had the package, he called and asked me, was the package arrived yet? And I said no. Then I remember shortly after that, he ended up coming home. I don't know what he was looking for, but it was just something important that he was looking for.
Some type of package?
Some type of package, yes.
Do you remember a time where you described him smelling like an herb cabinet?
Yes, it was just something, I don't know, it was just a faint smell.
And then the time you recalled that there was some type of chemical that you could smell?
It was a type of, I got there that morning, but just type of, like, you could smell it coming through the house, coming from the house before I even walked into the house. You could just smell it. When I got in the house, it was just awful. It made my nose burn.
Do you think that was around the time of the Disney trip?
Sometime
that summer?
It was sometime that summer, maybe early on, before. I'm not too sure.
And what do you remember about the condition of the
Clothes everywhere, trash overflowing, dishes everywhere, and there was a few. It was roaches.
You described seeing him use physical punishment on the children.
Oh
What
yeah.
other forms of punishment do you remember seeing that appeared unusual to you?
It was where they would have to stand with one leg up, one arm out, squats. It was like different stuff. And then I remember one day Mira and Eli was like, they called something. It was a type of name they called something. And he was like, Mr. Jones was like, oh goodness, like that. And he was like, well, go show Miss Joy what y'all talking about. I forgot the name of it. And they walk out, Mira and Eli walks out with this big bedpost like this. And I said, he said, well, show Miss Joy what y'all have to do with that. And so they had it like this, and they're bending down, doing this, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like they're kids. Like,
That would hear the usual punishment.
yes, oh yes.
Miss Flores, you didn't know about the DSS action.
No, ma'am.
And when you made that call to DSS, you weren't aware of it.
No, ma'am.
Had there ever been a time where you yourself were concerned about the health of the children?
Oh yes.
And the environment that they were in?
Yes, ma'am.
And that led you to ultimately make that call to DSS?
Yes, ma'am. Even though this time Miss Elkie was keeping them, like I said, I would call her and I would inform with her that before they leave your house, you make sure you feed them. Make sure you give them something because I'm not too sure what he's feeding or how much he's giving them. And she was like, you know, I'm going to feed them. And I said, okay.
And you not knowing about that DSS plan, was there a time that you had a discussion with him? Do you remember him having a discussion about not wanting the kids to be in school anymore?
Not wanting them to be in school. I never knew about DSS. I just know that he wanted kids to be in school. Didn't want them to be in school. And asked me would I teach them at home. And I'm like, I don't have credentials for that. So when he would go to work, his thing was they had little laptops at the house. And so when they got up while I was cooking, Mira loved to help me cook. She loved to help me cook. And so a lot of times she would come in the kitchen and help me, and other ones, Natan and Eli, would start doing like stuff like reading or doing math stuff. So he always wanted to do like math or reading or science stuff on their little laptops or get a book out and read. So I would, I would let them do that. But yeah, I told them I did not have the credentials for them to be homeschooled.
So it was sometime after May of 2014, sometime after the school had made that report regarding the time, he decided he didn't want his kids to be in public school anymore.
So yes.
And actually wanted you to be the one to homeschool them.
Yes.
You told him no.
I told him no because I didn't have the credentials. I can't homeschool a child if I ain't got credentials to do it.
Thank you,